What's up, and welcome to an all new episode of Interview Nugs. I'm your host, ADC, and today we're joined by the talented inline skater, Esteban Ruffo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing all right, doing all right. Are you ready to answer some questions?
Yes.
All right, let's go. This first one is kind of like an icebreaker, just to
Uh-huh.
see where your mind wants to take this. No right or wrong answer. How many holes are in a straw?
Technically one. Because if it's a cylinder and you just bore a hole through it, you got just one hole.
All right, one hole. I just like to throw that question out, see where some people say two, some people say, oh, it's infinity. So just where I just like to break the ice with that one because there are some deep questions that we're going to get into. So,
all right.
All right. This next question is, what would you attribute your success to?
I would attribute my success to just straight determination and the sheer wanting it. It definitely comes from just visualizing my success and wanting it.
I like that, visualizing doing a specific trick or visualizing something you want to achieve in life.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's a very common answer, and I like that. So let's get into this next one. How do you deal with fear?
Okay, how do I deal with fear? That's a hard question. Fear. Okay. I'd say having to deal with fear is knowing that you're still able to do it. Like you have to know that there's a little bit of risk in everything that you do. Whenever I'm going for something bigger, like an actual like hammer, I'll definitely visualize myself going through it, going to it, and I always do what I call these like half-ass attempts, where I'll just throw my body at it and see if I can get around to like I can just reach for it. I can kind of feel the trick out before I even like commit fully to it. But to get rid of the fear, it's just having full confidence in knowing that you want to do it. If you want it so bad, you would do
it. I like how you do the fake out, like you said. Because a lot of times when you do something, you don't know exactly all the things that you wouldn't know until you actually do it.
Yeah.
So kind of like going through the motion, like you said, and like throwing yourself through it kind of like gives you that experience, I guess.
Yeah.
So I like that process that you use of dealing with your fear. I like to ask questions to like different people. Like last week I interviewed a MMA fighter, and this week I'm interviewing you. So it's taking your approach to fear, like other people can use that in their life and kind of like, I don't know, mold it into a way that they can use it. So I really like the answer that you gave, like Sweet. With the little tryout phase that you do. So that's real nice. All right, this next question is, what moment or moments that you can share had the greatest impact on your life, and what lesson can we learn from those?
Let's see. Well, one of my favorite moments in skating so far, it's been I went to Blade Havasu for Blade Havasu 7, and it was the first experience I've had with like a giant crowd of like a bunch of rollerbladers, and it was just an awesome time. We had a bunch of the Tucson skaters come up as well, and so the best moment was the whole crowd was like cheering, and everybody started focusing on like the 15 stair rail in the middle, and we had a bunch of pros going on it. Victor Arias was hitting it. Ian McLeod. There were too many. Oh, Hayden Ball. And so I was just starting to feel like confident. Like I felt that I could do this rail, but I've never done a 15 stair handrail. especially at Lake Havasu. I've never done it. I was like, dude, how cool would it be? Let's do it. And then once I did it, it felt amazing because I landed right in front of Victor Arias. And I saw him like to start clapping. And I felt really accomplished, just like, getting applauded by one of the greats.
That's sweet. That was the first time you did a 15 rail, or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
so you didn't have a chance to do your little fake out through. You just had to go for it.
I faked it out like twice. Like I just kind of like checked where it was, and then everybody started cheering me on. This other guy started telling me like, dude, you got it. You just gotta do it. Come on. I know you want it. You're gonna get it. So, and I also have this other inline skater from Phoenix. His name is Jose. On his Instagram, it's Lil Jose Blades with BL8S, I think. And he's super cool. I met him one day when I was up in Phoenix visiting my brother, and he just showed up out of nowhere. He's this little 13-year-old kid. And he was like, "What's up, Blades? Game of skate?" And I was like, "What? Yeah, hell yeah, dude." And so he played a little game of skate, and he was there at Havasu too, and he was trying the rail too. It was amazing.
I like that. Sometimes you just got to go for it.
Yeah.
All right. This next one is another deep question. If you could know the complete and honest truth to one question, what would you ask?
Say it again.
If you could know the complete and honest truth to one question, what would you ask?
How can I be the better or best version of myself? I ask myself that all the time. So
I like that. It's kind of similar to an answer I had last week where the person wanted to know if they were on the right path to build their best legacy. So it's kind of similar in like, how can you be the best version of yourself, and like if you know you're doing the right things or not. So I like that. All right, this next question is, what is your earliest memory?
Like as in like when I'm 2 years old?
Yeah, as far as back as you can remember, what's your earliest memory?
The one that I would say I was probably like, I don't know, 2.5, I don't know, maybe 3, but I was in our driveway at my parents' house, in our driveway, riding like one of those plastic trikes. And I was like kind of chasing or like walking towards the dog. I remember that. Like I just have like this painting, this like picture in my head of that moment. It was weird. It's weird.
That's cool. What kind of dog was it?
It was, I don't remember. It was like a Los, I think, I don't know. It was Lhasa Apsos? Lhasa Apso? Yeah, Lhasa Apso, but with shorter hair.
Never heard of that kind of dog. I have to look that up later on.
It's like a short little lap dog with kind of long hair. White dog. It's like my grandma had one of these dogs too.
Well, okay, I see. All right, let's get to this next question. Who or what are your influences?
I would say, so the professional rollerbladers I look up to would have to be Demetrius George, Eugen Enan, Nils Janssens, and Joe Atkinson, I'd have to say. Um, I'm definitely really into all the old school skaters like Brian Aragon, Sean Kelso, and Jay Powell. I love their style. They're amazing.
Sweet, sweet. All right. This next question is, what is a secret you wish to share that could improve the lives of the people watching? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a secret. It could just be something that like you do in your life that you see like not a lot of people tend to do. Or
Oh, well, kind of. This is more of like a life saying, I guess, but it applies to like someone's actions too. Like, okay, so what I would say is like people tend to complain a lot, you know? So, and complaining really doesn't do much for you other than like letting you know about your problem, right? You're letting other people know about your problem, which is cool. Yeah, like you talk about your problem, that's cool. But what I'm saying is like, if you have a rock in your shoe, just take it out. Like, I don't need to hear about it. It's okay. Like, yeah, cool. But oh, but I've had times type like when people are like, oh, dude, I have a rock in my shoe. Oh, then well, then take it out, and they get mad at you for it. So it's like, well, why are you complaining? You're kind of asking for help or something. So yeah, a lot of people, myself included, is what I've learned to like. If you're complaining about something, it's your body, it's your intuition telling you to do something about it. You know. Oh no, there's a rock in my shoe. I'm uncomfortable. Take it out.
it seems so simple, but yeah, you're right. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
like to complain, and then sometimes you give them like what you would do, and they're like, they get all upset. So yeah, I like that. If something's going wrong and you're complaining, I guess when I feel the urge to complain, then I shouldn't share it with people. I should just do something about it. So
Well, I mean, like you. Well, yeah, kind of. But that's like your body telling you, like, hey, stand up. Like, kind of like speak up. Like, if something is bothering you a little bit, you know, that's your conscience or whatever telling yourself, like, hey, something's wrong. Some things you don't like. Something's rubbing you the wrong way. Like, be alert. Um, see what you can do about it. You know.
I like that answer as well. All right. This next question is, when you're feeling sad, what do you do to make yourself feel happy or at the least not feel sad anymore?
Skate.
I should have known. I should have figured that would have been your answer right there. Um, any particular like spot that you like to skate or?
No, not really. I don't really skate with music. Like I don't put in like headphones or anything, because if they're like the wireless earbuds and you fall, they just fly out. You can somebody can roll over them. If you have the earbuds, the cable gets stuck everywhere. Um, but I like focusing on like the nature sounds, like you know, like just being in the moment, in the atmosphere, um, in the environment, like knowing, like just hearing the little pops of skateboards, or just being out like in the city, um, listening to cars and stuff. Like I guess yeah.
Sweet. I like that. I like that. I like that you don't use headphones or you don't use music because like sometimes like you're not able to have music when you're doing like what you're doing. So it's like, will that throw you off not having the thing that you're used to having? So it's like
Uh-huh.
just get used to being in your environment, like you said. So I really like that answer. All right, this next one is a lighthearted question. What is your go-to meal?
I'm kind of picky, but I'll eat everything. But my go-to meal would have to be my mom's chilaquiles.
Very good, very good. Is it red or green?
Red.
Okay. Just had to make that clarification. It's always like mom's cooking or something like homemade that I feel would be mine. So I
Uh-huh.
like that answer. This next question is, where is your favorite place?
Where is my favorite place? Hmm. Could I give like three answers?
Yeah, sure.
So I'd say, okay, so different places. My favorite place to skate, like street skate. There's this place called Fiesta Park by Kennedy Lake. That place is really, really cool. No one's there ever. Um, and then my favorite place, like it has that question. What's my favorite place? Um, Besides the skate park, I would say at home, but like, just like being in like the whole house, like not just my bedroom, like being home. That feeling, um like yeah, being wherever you call home is, wherever home is, that's my favorite place. Just like a place of safety and security.
You pick basically the two top answers I'm getting is someplace away from home and then someplace either your bedroom or like you said, your home where you feel comfortable. So I like that. All right. This next one is kind of a deep question. What is a change you wish to see in the world?
Climate change. um, the change for that is pretty simple. Is that I'm studying biology, and I think aquaponics can save the planet. So I think no, yeah. The change, what I think it needs to be done is more produce, like more healthy eating. With creating more plants, you create more oxygen, and you can almost reverse the CO2.
Okay. I have a follow-up question, and you kind of answered it already, but what can you and I do to make this happen?
Oh, so I would say, like, yeah. So climate change, everyone's going. It's all about the CO2 that the greenhouse gases that is warming up the earth. So everyone knows that plants breathe in carbon dioxide and they release oxygen. There's going to be a lot more population. There's going to be more people every year. So if we're just switching to like a vegetarian diet, sort of, we can grow lots more plants, almost triple or however much you want, agricultural fields, but you can grow them indoors as well with aquaponics, which will use 95% less water than traditional farming because you lose everything down to the soil, and you can lose your fertilizers too because it all just drains into the like water basins. But if you have aquaponics, it's a hydroponic system but connected to a fish tank, and that is such a really what do you call it? Resourceful, renewable practice, because all you have to do is feed the fish. You feed the fish and you circulate that tank water all through the plants. The plants take out all the poop and the bad stuff of the water, and that makes it clean water, and it puts it back in the fish tank. So you're growing plants at a really high nitrate, high fertilizer level with water, and they'll grow a lot better. And all you have to do is feed the fish. And you can make these things huge. You can make these things, you can be growing tilapia, you can grow bass, you can grow catfish. It all depends on how you have your tank set up. You can do a giant warehouse full of it, pump CO2 in there, pump the O2 out, make food and make fish.
That's crazy because I just got done watering my plants outside. I fed the fish, and like I'm thinking like maybe I need to like integrate these things and
You
like
could feed your water your plants with your fish tank water, and then just replace the fish tank water when you do your water changes.
yeah, I never thought of using the water as like fertilizer and like nutrients for the food. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. Normally I just dump it out like
Uh-huh.
so yeah, I'm gonna start doing that now. So
Nice.
I like that. I learned something new today. So that's pretty sweet. All right. This next one, another lighthearted question. What is a superpower you wish you had?
Uh, is it telekinesis, the force?
Where you can move things with your mind?
Yeah.
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 So telekinesis. All right. What would you use it for? What would you use your powers for?
To be lazy.
Would you use these powers like while you skate? Like would you like
I don't know. Probably that. I don't know. I don't think you can. Maybe. I mean, if I can make myself float, sure. Yeah. If I can float, I'll do that.
that'd be pretty crazy. Don't tell anyone, and then you're like at the X Games just like doing crazy stunts that nobody can do, and it's like, wow, this guy's the greatest ever.
I reach to the top and I'm just, oh my gosh, when is it coming down?
I'd like to see that. All right, this next question is, how do you deal with anger?
Kind of laugh it off. Anger is kind of like the same thing of being, well, kind of depends. It's a hard question. Anger from like annoyance, from being like you're playing a video game and you're dying a lot. Like, don't get mad at that. Like, it's just a game. You just have to remind yourself that it's a game. It's not your whole personality. It won't be your entire being, because because being angry leads you to start saying bad things, like oh dude, I suck, I'm so bad, I don't deserve this, dude, I'm not gonna play anymore, and then you just have a bad time, like when it's supposed to kind of be you're there to have fun, and that's just like video games. But in anger, in terms of just like anger, how do I deal with it? I go over it a lot in my head, making sure that I have the facts straight, because it's bad to act on anger. It's bad to burst and lash out when that's just like almost pure emotion talking. When you can take a step back and think about, like, should I be mad about this? Really? Like, give yourself a second chance to think about it. Yeah, because when you get angry, you can't learn. For when you're skating and you see people sometimes get really mad at missing a trick or not landing it, like, the anger puts this blind over your eyes, because you're just kind of brute forcing it and making it, and yeah, you're trying to like force the trick to happen, but you're not looking back and seeing what you're doing wrong, because you're just angry and you're just like kicking the ledge, or you're jumping wrong and everything, just like, I want to do it. But if you don't look back and see what you're doing wrong, you're never going to learn.
I really like the perspective that you're bringing to these questions, because it's like you repeatedly like try to do these tricks that you try to complete, and like you said, like you can't learn from something like when you have that angry blinder on,
Uh-huh.
and it kind of like stops you from doing what you are trying to accomplish. So I really like I said, like your perspective that you're bringing from like your experience of skating to the questions. So I really like that. Like you kind of step back and use reasoning to apply that to the anger instead of like you said, bursting out in emotion, because that's what it is. It's emotion. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm really glad that I got to talk to you today. Yeah, this is sweet. All right, this
Thanks.
is the last of the interview questions, but we have a couple questions after that for a little bit of promo. But what made you get into what you do?
Um, my classes were too far. My classes were too far. I was at the U of A for a little bit, University of Arizona for a little bit, and my class was way too far. I had an 8 a.m. class, and I had to wake up I'd take a shower in the morning, and I try to have breakfast and everything. So I'd be waking up at like 6:30, and it was college, so I couldn't wake up in the mornings, and so there would just be days I'd wake up at like 7:50. I'm like, oh, I gotta run to class, but I don't want to run to class, you know. So then I started thinking about like, oh, okay, well maybe I can just get some. Maybe I'll get a bike. I have a bike at my parents' house, but wait, that's gonna get stolen easy. At the U of A, your bike gets stolen pretty easily. Um, and then I thought about like, oh, let's get an electric longboard. That way I don't have to push. And I was like, nah, because I'm gonna have to charge it. It's gonna be really heavy, and then I'm gonna be riding an electric longboard. There's a bunch of bumps everywhere, and the bike lane wasn't that good. So then I thought, oh, I'll just get a skateboard. But then at that time, I didn't know how to do a kickflip. So I didn't want people to be yelling at me on the side of the street, hey, do a kickflip, and not know how. I didn't want to be just like, oh, yeah, sorry, I just ride this, whatever, you know? So then I thought, hey, I should get some rollerblades. Dude, nobody has rollerblades. I want to be that guy. And so I got some rollerblades for my 19th birthday. I bought myself some rollerblades. It was like some $60 skates off of Amazon. And I rode those out. I rode those out for probably about like 4 or 5 months before Christmas. And then I bought myself some M12s, and it started off ever since. But it was pretty great. The last time I had rollerbladed was like in 8th grade. And then probably like 5 years later, in college I started, and then yeah, I had to learn everything in the middle of the night. I spent countless nights staying up to like 5 in the morning on top of the parking garages at the U of A, just running around.
Sweet. I thought it was gonna be some story of like, oh, I skated ever since I was a kid and this and that, but I would never would have expected that. Like, oh, I just started because college was too far. Like,
Yeah.
so that's not what I was expecting to hear. So I like that story. That's a good origin story for your skating. So all right, this next question is just what do you have coming up? Is there anything that you want to plug or promote?
I know that there is this Phoenix skating contest that is happening the 25th. Oops. The 25th is an inline skate competition on Saturday, September 25th, from 7 to 11 at Reed Park in Mesa, up in Phoenix.
Sweet. So everybody watching, go check out Esteban and cheer him on. And is there going to be a 15 stair there? Or
I hope. I don't think so. I haven't been to this park actually.
You got to do some research.
Yeah.
All right. And then this next question is just a little bit of promotion for the show itself. Is there anybody that comes to mind that you would like to see on this show?
Oh, Josiah Jones, or Ray. Oh, I forgot his last name. I could send you their links if you'd like.
Yeah, just send them over, and then I'll try to get in contact with them and see if they want to come on the show. So, yeah. And then anybody else that comes to mind, or if somebody stops you and says, "How come you didn't mention me?" Just send those in the message too. So,
all right,
anybody like that. All right, like I said, this was a great interview. I liked the perspective that you brought to the interview, having the different answers coming from your background. So just want to say thank you again. And yeah, we'll catch everybody out there next time. Peace.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye. All right.